In the bright and sunny village of Ayedande, in the heart of the forest, there lived a woman named Iyabasira. She was a large, robust woman with a presence that filled any room she entered. Her eyes was intimidating, and her face, usually hidden behind a stern expression, struck fear into the heart of many. Iyabasira was known far and wide for her cooking. She owns a small restaurant at the edge of the village where she served meats that were so delicious. People could travel from far distance just to take a taste of her food. Her food is always delicious. Children every morning before going to school will be on the queue buying her food. They love to eat her food every morning. In the evening, they will have a bite of her food before going to sleep. Even the king that has so many servants cooking for him prefer to buy Iyabasira food each and every time. No one knows her secret, the secret behind her delicious food. Iyabasira has once been a poor woman struggling to make ends meet. Her husband has passed away many years ago, leaving her with nothing but debt and sorrow. Desperate to escape her life of poverty, Iyabasira sought help from a deep forest. She traveled deep into the forest to a place where no one else dared to go. There she made a pact with a powerful demon, which promised her wealth and power beyond her wildest dream. She was happy because there is hope for her to get wealth. She wants to get wealth by all means, but she has to pay a price that is beyond her understanding. For her to get wealth and get what she wants, she has to meet some conditions. The demon asks her to cook children, newborn baby, for her to get wealth on time. In return, he would ensure that her restaurant become the most popular in the whole region and that she will never be in need again. She will have everything she desires. Iyabasira was so happy. So far she's going to have money. So far she's going to run away from poverty. She agreed. And blinded by her desire for wealth, Iyabasira agreed. She started looking for newborn babies. She started by taking babies from local woman healthcare center, a place where new mothers could have leave their children while they were not at home. She will cook them in secret, adding them to her dishes, to her soup the next day. The result was immediately, and her restaurant became one of the favorite restaurants in the whole village. Within some few days, her restaurant grew and grew each day. People started coming from far and near, buying and eating Iyabasira delicious food. Her restaurant became famous, and soon people were lining up outside her doors, eager to taste her food. But as time went on, Iyabasira hunger for more power grew. She began to employ a group of rotten and heartless young men from the other village to kidnap children for her. These boys would snatch babies from their mother's back. The peaceful village now became an horror village where babies and children got missing every now and then. These heartless boys working for Iyabasira could lure children with biscuits away from their home into Iyabasira's secret house in the deep forest. Because of the money Iyabasira is giving them, they never care to know what Iyabasira is using those children and those newborn baby for. Because of Iyabasira free food, they normally eat every time. They never care what those children are meant for. They are just heartless like Iyabasira. The boys will snatch babies from their mother's arm, lure young children away from their home, and bringing them into Iyabasira, who cook them in her kitchen and serve them for her unsuspected customers. To keep her children from this evil, Iyabasira sent them to a faraway school. She knew that the demon would not protect her children from his demand, so she kept them away, far away as possible. But Iyabasira's greed and wickedness knew no bounds. She even began to target the children of her distant relatives, believing that no one would suspect her moves. No one would suspect her if the children she cooked were not from the village. Believing that no one would suspect her moves. One by one, The children of her distant family disappeared, never to be seen again. For years, Iya Basira terrible secret remains hidden. The people of Ayedande and the surrounding villages continue to flock to her restaurants, praising her for a good and delicious food. Each day, they queue praising Iya Basira food, which in turn making her rich beyond her wildest dreams. But each child she cooked, Iya Basira heart grew darker, and the demon's power over her grew stronger. One day, however, something happened that would change everything. Iya Basira men brought a newborn baby girl, freshly kidnapped from the mother's care center. As Iya Basira prepared to cook the baby, something strange occurred. The baby opened her eyes and spoke, her voice clear and calm. "Why do you want to cook me, Iya Basira?" the baby asked. Her innocent eyes stared up at the woman. Iya Basira froze, her heart pounding in her chest. Baby does not speak, especially not newborn babies. But here was a tiny child speaking to her as if it were the most natural thing in the world. "You cannot scare me," Iya Basira said, her voice trembling slightly. "I have made a pact and I must keep it." The baby looked at her with sad eyes. "You will regret this, Iya Basira. The demon you serve will not keep his promises. He will take everything away from you and you will be left with nothing." The baby's words echoed in her head, but she shook them off. She had come too far to turn back now. She ignored the baby's warning. She began to prepare her cooking pot. But as soon as she placed the baby into the pot, something strange happened. The kitchen atmosphere changed. The firewood refused to burn. The fire under the pot died. Everything went off. Iya Basira was afraid. Her heart was pounding in her chest and she looked around with fear. She looked around. There was no one, only the baby, smiling. Iya Basira was afraid. Suddenly the baby began to cry, but her cry was not the cry of a normal baby. They were loud. They were loud, echoing through the room and filled with a sense of impending doom. Iya Basira covered her eyes and her face, turning to block out the sound from the cry. Then, without warning, the door of the kitchen burst open, and standing there was the demon that she has made a pact with. His eyes grown red. His eyes was like red light. His eyes was red, and his presence filled the room. His presence filled the room with a bad energy that makes Iya Basira blood to run cold. "You have failed me, Iya Basira," the demon is, his voice filled with anger. "You were supposed to do my biddings without questions, but you have let fear into your heart. Now you will pay for the price." Before Iya Basira could react, the demon reached out and grabbed her by the throat, lifting her up to the ground and crept to the floor, pains setting through her body. She tried to get up, but her leg couldn't obey her, and she collapsed back onto the cold, hard ground. The demon turned his attention to the baby, who had stopped crying and was now looking up at him with a wide, innocent eyes. "This child is under my protection now," the demon said, his voice loud and dangerous. "You will not harm her again." With that, the demon picked up the baby and cradled her in his hand. He then turned back to Iya Basira, his eyes blasting with fury. "You will live the rest of your life in mystery and regret, Iya Basira," the demon said. "Your wealth and power will be taken away from you, and you will be left with nothing. No one will remember your name, and your legacy will be shame and regret." With those final words, the demon disappeared, taking the baby with him and leaving Iya Basira alone in the darkness of her kitchen. Over the next few weeks, everything began to fall apart for Iya Basira. Her restaurant, once filled with eager customers, was now empty and abandoned. Rumors began to spread through the villages about the strange happenings in her kitchen, and sooner people started to avoid her altogether. The young men she has employed to kidnap children turned against her, stealing whatsoever they can take from her. They stole a lot of things from her, leaving her with nothing. Iya Basira's health began to depreciate. She grew weak and fragile, unable to cook, even take care of herself. She was haunted by the nightmares of the demon and the baby, their voice echoing in her head and mind, reminding her of the terrible things she has done. As they turned into weeks and weeks into months, Iya Basira, once grand life, crumbled to nothing. She became a shadow of her own former self, wandering the village like a ghost, begging for scraps. No one would speak to her, and children would run away in fear. In her final days, Iya Basira was consumed with guilt and regret. She spent her time talking to herself, begging for forgiveness for the children she has killed. Months later, one cold, dark night, Iya Basira's body was found in the ruin of her restaurant. She has died. The villagers buried her in the forest. Greed leads into destruction. Iya Basira's insatiable greed for wealth and power ultimately led her to her downfall and mystery. Power comes at a price. Seeking power through dark means always comes with a severe consequence, as Iya Basira learned too late. Evil secrets are never hidden forever. No matter how well hidden, evil actions eventually comes to light, as Iya Basira's secret did. Temporal gains can lead to permanent losses. Iya Basira's temporal wealth and success led to permanent loss in her life, including her health, family, and reputations. Family is precious. Iya Basira lost her family due to her greedy, reminding us of the importance and the value of our loved ones over material wealth. True success is built on good deeds. Genuine lasting success is built on hard working and good deals, not exploiting and hurting others. Be careful whom you trust. Iya Basira's trust in the demon led her to her demise, illustrating the danger of trusting evil forces. What good will it be for someone to gain the whole world, yet forfeit our own life? Or whatsoever can anyone give in exchange for her soul? Matthew 16:26. What goes around comes around. The story reinforces the idea of karma. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and like. Please share this video to your families and friends. And we'll see you next on our next video. Thank you.